Hello, everyone, and welcome to my in-depth analysis and speculation video for the new Fallout 76 trailer. Yes, that's right, Bethesda just released this trailer this morning, and hopefully you guys have seen it already. If you haven't seen this trailer yet, I highly recommend going to watch it first. I'll leave a link in the description below to that trailer because I'm not going to be playing this trailer for you from beginning to end without interruptions. I'm going to be pausing it, talking about what I see. I'm also muting the audio for the trailer because, for one thing, it will be distracting, and for another, I want to avoid copyright issues because there's a song that plays through the entire thing, and I don't want YouTube to freak out because I'm playing that song on my channel. So, yeah, definitely go watch the trailer first if you haven't seen it yet. All right, so let's get started. Bethesda teased this trailer for 24 hours on a Twitch stream, which I saw many hours of, and it was quite captivating, to be sure. Now, so here we have a Pip-Boy, a really old-looking Pip-Boy. I mean, by old, I mean, well, it definitely looks beat up, like it's been used a lot. But I also mean old in style. It's definitely not the same style as the Fallout 4 Pip-Boy. It looks a little bit closer to Fallout New Vegas, I think, or maybe Fallout 3. It's been so long since I played either of those games, so I can't remember. But I just remember that little mesh part looks similar. Now, it looks like the holotape player is on the bottom instead of on the top. I'm thinking that that's what that thing is at the bottom of it, but that has the date on it. And speaking of the date, the 27th of October, 2102 at 6:34 in the morning, that means that this game takes place 25 years after the war started, after the bombs fell, which was October 23rd, 2077. So it's 25 years later. And just that was also, just to put it in perspective, that's 205 years before the events in Fallout 4. And that makes this game the earliest in the chronology. It comes before all of the others. It comes before Fallout 1 even. So that's interesting. And I also wanted to talk about the song that plays during this trailer. I know you can't hear it in my video, but it's Country Roads Take Me Home by John Denver, and it was released in 1971, which is kind of interesting because up until now, Fallout has used older music than that in their games. Fallout's always been sort of a retro 50s style, and so they've used 40s and 50s style music. And so this is much later. It still has the same vibe to it, though, because it's John Denver. So I don't know. I don't know if that's significant or if they just picked it because of the possible location of this game could be West Virginia, which makes sense because in Fallout lore, Vault 76, where this trailer is taking place at, was near to the capital, like where Capital Wasteland stuff, it was near the capital, which West Virginia is pretty close to Washington, D.C. So I'm thinking, people are thinking that's probably what that means. Anyway, that's just a thought. So let's continue on. Now, the Vault 76, is a here, let me pause it again. The Vault 76 is actually in the lore already. It's mentioned in Fallout 3, the Mothership Zeta DLC, and in Fallout 4, and it is mentioned as a control vault. That means, so there were several of these control vaults where people live normal lives here. No experiments were performed on them in any way. And the vaults were programmed to open after 20 years so people could go out into the wasteland and rebuild the world. And that's pretty significant. So this vault wasn't tampered with. The people supposedly left. Now, it's 25 years later, though. And the vault was programmed to open 20 years later. So there's a 5-year gap there. And I'm thinking probably that is because it opened on time when it was scheduled to, 20 years after the bombs fell. But the protagonist, or whoever this guy is, the vault dweller that you play, has gone out of the vault already 5 years ago, and he's been out there, and now he's coming back for some reason. There's things in this trailer that make me think that's what it is, but I could be wrong. This is just my own speculation. I didn't read this anywhere. It's not confirmed or anything. This is just my own speculation that I gathered from what I've seen. One of those being that backpack on the bed. It's really worn out. So he's packed his backpack, he's going somewhere, but it's really worn out and dirty, like he's been using it for a long time. So he's been out there already. That's just one of my theories. Anyways, let's continue. Kind of funny how they tell you good morning and good night. So this game here in the foreground, that is Unstoppables board game. It says, I can't read it, it's upside down. Definitely Unstoppables though. And of course this beer bottle or something. It's like it's oak something eagle. I can't read the other word anyway. Interesting. There's a harmonica on the chair behind there in the background. And the Appalachian mountain range, that's where a lot of harmonica tunes were written. So like Appalachia mountains and harmonicas, they're sort of synonymous with each other. And just see, I don't know if anybody knew that, but I know that because my brother used to play the harmonica and he played all of those songs. So I know a lot of those old harmonica songs from the Appalachian Mountains. Anyway, here we go. So this poster here, 1776 to 2076, Vault-Tec salutes America, introducing Vault 76, the official vault of the Tricentennial. So this vault was built and numbered as a celebration of the 300th anniversary of the United States. That's what I'm thinking that means. Yeah. So now here we have Blast Radius board games, and there's another board game called Rad Power or something like that. I don't know if it's Rad Power. Something Power. I don't know. There's also a mini nuke sitting on the shelf. So that's unusual for a vault dweller to have. Also, up in the top right corner, there's a deer skull. And that's odd too, because why would somebody take a deer skull into their vault when they went in there when the bombs are falling? Maybe this guy actually lives in the vault, but he comes and goes from it, and he's decorated it with post-war items. And the items on this table also make me think that that's what's happening. These toys, if you can get a little closer to them here, like the Nuka Cappy bottle cap thing, bottle and cappy, they look old and run down like they do in Fallout 4. And same with this Jeep and that motorcycle, the toy soldier behind there. They look old and run down like they've been out in the wasteland for 25 years, if you know what I mean, right? I don't know. That's just my theory. Some other items aren't old and run down, like the chessboard and the bobblehead. They're not old and run down. So I'm thinking that this guy went out into the wasteland and has been collecting some things from there and has decorated his vault with him. Like maybe he lives in the vault. But that is my own speculation. I have not read that anywhere. There's no official anything. Yeah. So let's continue on. Now this guy actually in this video or the news broadcast thing, he's saying that it's up to them to go out and rebuild the world, which implies that it's going to have crafting, settlement building aspects to it. And we'll talk about that more a little bit after we finish this analysis. I'm going to do some speculating after I'm done. So here we have some trophies. And now I can't read all these, but this one says Outstanding Achievement Award in appreciation for your commitment and dedication to our isolation program, sacrificing many so some can live. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Isolation program. I thought the Vault-Tec program, the Vaults, it was called something else, wasn't it? Not isolation program. I can't remember what it was called. It's escaping me at the moment. But anyway, sacrificing many so some can live. That's weird. Okay. The next one says excellence in bravery. And I can't read the rest of the small print. It's too small. And down below, we've got a best looking hair trophy. And a little trophy that looks like a toilet, but I can't read what's on it. There. So, best looking hair, a toilet trophy, and I can't read what it says on the front of it. The other one is, it says Performance Award, Vault Hall Monitor. So basically it's just showing that this guy has lived here for a long time. He's gained some awards for excellent service in lots of different things. So that's interesting. I can't read what this top trophy says. First place in something. Okay, now another theory for why that this guy has gone out into the world is, look at this Buttercup horse. It's the pre-war model. It's not the pre-war model. It is the post-war model. Same with that clothing iron that's on the washing machine there. That is the post-war model. So either Bethesda was just really lazy, but I doubt it, because they placed all these things on purpose to give clues, and I think it means that this guy's gone out into the wasteland, collected old things, and brought them back in. Now let me just back up a little bit right here, because I want to show you this roll. It looks like, I'm pretty positive, that is a building resource. It's either cloth or leather or something of that nature. Like if I know that those of you who have built stuff in Fallout 4 know what I'm talking about, but if you haven't, if you're not into the building aspect of it, if you scrap an item that has cloth or leather, like say a sleeping bag or something, and then you take those components that come out of that and like drop them on the ground or something, that's what they look like. And so that makes me think that they're definitely having settlement building of some nature in it. And again, we'll go into that in more detail after this analysis. Now that Vault-Tec poster up there on the wall, I'm not sure what that's for. It's probably not insignificant. Can't really read it very well. It's talking about bedding and washing and stuff. All right. So again, that Nuka-Cola mug on the desk looks post-war. It doesn't look pre-war. It's all faded and dirty. Yeah. Dog food bowl over there in the corner. So, does that mean we're going to have a dog meat? I mean, all the other Fallouts had dog meat, right? I think they did. I didn't play Fallout 1 and 2. But Fallout 3 and New Vegas had a dog of some kind, right? So you can't have Fallout without a dog. Yeah. Anyway, coming out in here, so it looks like they partayed. Reclamation Day. Celebrate Reclamation Day. So there's nobody in this shot. No people anywhere. They partied and then they left. So my theory is that the vault opened, like they knew that the vault was about to open because they knew when it was going to open. It was scheduled to open. So they partied. They're like, yay, we get to go outside. And they had a big celebration. And then the vault opened and they all left. And now it's just like this. They left their party behind. They didn't bother cleaning up because they didn't care about the vault anymore. Although the guy who's living in that room, the guy who has the Pip-Boy, the guy who puts on the vault suit, he might still live here because he's decorated his room with post-war items that he found. I'm almost convinced that that's what it is. But again, it's just my own theory. I could be completely wrong, and if I am, that's fine too. I don't care if it's like that or not. It doesn't really make any difference to me, but I'm just speculating here, and that's fun. There's a ball court of some kind down there. It looks like a basketball court, but it's way too small. And it's got trees planted in the corners of it, and there's no hoops. So I don't know what kind of ball court that is. Kind of an odd place to just put a ball court right in the middle. Weird. Anyways, I don't see anything else in this shot worth mentioning. If you guys have noticed stuff that I have forgotten, please do tell me about it in the comments. I would love to know. So, this vault suit is different from the Fallout 4 vault suit. For one thing, the letters are more gold colored than yellow. They're really shiny gold. And there's a wire. What is that wire for? Sewn onto this guy's vault suit. This is a different style of vault suit from Fallout 4 too. It reminds me more of the Fallout 3 vault suits. I don't know if the wire is significant. I don't know. It's interesting. Anyways, that's pretty much the end of that, you guys. And now I want to talk about my speculations, more speculations. So after the trailer was released, the website Kotaku.com, and they've been pretty reliable with game leaks and stuff. So they released an article talking about it, and I would just like to read you guys part of this article. So when Bethesda announced Fallout 76 with a teaser trailer this morning promising more information at E3, it was easy to assume that the new game would be a traditional single-player role-playing game. But Fallout 76 is in fact an online survival RPG that's heavily inspired by games like DayZ and Rust, according to 3 people familiar with the project. Those people, speaking anonymously so as not to damage their careers, confirmed that Fallout 76 is an experimental new entry in the long-running post-apocalyptic series. When Bethesda first teased the game on Tuesday morning, fans and pundits speculated that it might be a Fallout 3 remaster or a New Vegas-style spin-off in a new location. But as Kotaku reported that afternoon, it is in fact something completely new and completely different. The teaser might lead Fallout fans to believe that this is a traditional entry in the series, but according to our sources, that is not the case. Originally prototyped as a multiplayer version of Fallout 4 with the goal of envisioning what an online Fallout game might look like, Fallout 76 has evolved quite a bit over the past few years, those sources said. It will have quests and a story, like any other game from Bethesda Game Studios, a developer known for meaty RPGs like Skyrim. It will also feature base building, just like 2015's Fallout 4, and other survival-based and multiplayer mechanics, according to those sources. One source cautioned that the gameplay is rapidly changing, like it does in many online service games, but that's the core outline. So, also it says the game is named after the series Vault 76, which has been mentioned in both Fallout 3 and Fallout 4, according to Fallout lore. And, I already mentioned that stuff. Vault 76 was meant to open just 20 years after the nuclear war, allowing for a far less civilized setting than previous games. Fallout 3 and 4, which are full of cities and settlements, both take place over 200 years after the war, after much of the population has had time to reconstruct human civilization. Fallout 76 will feel very different. As the narrator of the trailer says, when the fighting is stopped and the fallout has settled, you must rebuild. So, we can take out a lot of information out of this article. It is going to be an online game, according to this article, according to these sources. Now, this is not an official Bethesda announcement, so take it with a grain of salt. But Kotaku is pretty reliable, so there's a good chance that this is true. Now, a lot of people, me included, when I first heard online Fallout, I was like, no, because I don't like online games. Now, actually, that's not 100% true. I don't like MMOs. Okay? They're not immersive. I can't get into them. I like immersive games, and I don't like thousands of other people running around doing the quests, and I'm not even interacting with them unless I happen to load up the game with some friends or something, right? Which I don't usually have because I don't know anyone else in my own personal life who plays Fallout. And so I was really disappointed when I heard that. But this article doesn't say that it's an MMO. Okay? It says that it's an online survival RPG. Now, a lot of you might not know what the difference is between an MMO and an online survival RPG. They are very different. I've played survival RPGs, and I love those. Ark Survival Evolved is a survival RPG. Of course, DayZ and Rust. I've never played those, but they're similar in style to Ark, except they're zombies. So these online survival RPGs have multiple servers that you can join, and you don't get like everyone in the world in one server like you do like in ESO or something like that. I know ESO probably has different servers too. I don't know. I'm not really up on MMOs very much. I just know what it looks like when I get in there. There's hundreds of other people in there that I don't even know and will never meet. And you can't have a private server of your own to play the game on. With survival RPGs, usually, and I haven't played all of them, so I don't know if this is, but of the ones that I have played and the ones that I've watched Let's Plays of, which has been many different ones, you can have your own private servers, which means you can play on it by yourself with nobody else there. Nobody else can get on there with you. It's private. They can't even get on. This is how I played Ark. Or you can have private servers where you invite your friends, which I also did in Ark. Me and my husband played Ark together with nobody else there. So if this is the style of RPG that it is, I am totally fine with this. In fact, I can get excited about that because you know what that means? I can have a private server for my channel, and you guys could come play with me on my server. We could build settlements together. Not you watching me build a settlement. I can build them with you. You can be in the game with me, talking to me in the game, building settlements together. I could have a server just for Patreon patrons or something like that. Patreon server. I've watched Ark Let's Build videos where the YouTuber who played Ark, he had a Patreon server where he invited just people from Patreon to come and help build settlements with him. And I thought that sounded so fun to interact with you guys in a Fallout game. How cool would that be, you guys? That's way cooler than an MMO, definitely, I think. And you would be able to build your own settlements, and nobody else would be able to no strangers would be able to just come and change them or whatever. But so the survival RPGs usually have a PvP servers, which is player versus player, where like you build bases and then you fight each other and try to destroy each other's bases. That's the PvP. And then there's the PvE servers, which is player versus environment, where you just have your own private server where you play by yourself or with a select few friends, and you're not against anybody else. And you can build up your base and not worry about it getting destroyed. So that's what most survival games are like. And if that's what they're talking about here, if that's what they're implying that the new Fallout 76 is going to be, that will be awesome in my opinion. Anyway, I've gone on enough about that. I just wanted to show you guys, because some of my subscribers have been like moaning, "Oh no, it's going to be an online game," and I totally get what you're what you're thinking and feeling about it, because that's what I originally felt too. But it's not going to be an MMO according to this article. Now, of course, this article isn't an official announcement, so you still have to take it with a grain of salt. This may not be true. It may not be what this article is saying, but if it is, it's not a bad thing. Okay? And also, I've heard people are upset that, if it's an MMO, there won't be mods for it. You won't be able to mod it. But if it's a traditional survival RPG, you can mod it on a private server. You can mod it. Because, when I played Ark, there were private servers and they did have mods on them. So, anyway, that's just my thoughts about that, you guys. And so I'm pretty sure, so to break it down and sum up, it's going to probably be in West Virginia. It takes place 25 years after the war, so it's going to be super irradiated. Things are going to be really destroyed, way more so than in any other Fallout game. There won't be settlements already established yet, which is going to be kind of cool. Like, you can't just go to, Diamond City or something. There won't be any big settlements like that. You will have to build your own, which I think is cool. Now, I hope that they improve the settlement build system. I personally, you guys know, I personally loved the Fallout 4 settlement building. A lot of people did not like it, but I'm not one of those people. I loved it. Was it perfect? No, absolutely not. It needed a lot of improvement, but that didn't take away my enjoyment of it. And of course, resourceful players figured out ways around that with glitches and things. If you watched any of my channel, you know what I'm talking about. So it definitely needs some improvement, but I think they will improve it. They have to. They're not going to give us a carbon copy of Fallout 4. They're going to improve it. That's just good business. They've probably listened to all of our comments and all of our, reviews about it, and they're taking notes. I'm pretty sure they're taking notes, guys. It's going to be different, and it's going to be hopefully better. Now, I don't know if it's going to be the same style of building. Like Ark has a completely different style of building mechanic. And there's pluses and minuses to both Fallout 4 and Ark. But the cool thing about Ark as a survival RPG, and any other survival RPG that has a base building element, is that you can build anywhere in the world. You're not restricted to settlement areas. Okay, that's another plus to it being a survival RPG. If it's a survival RPG in the traditional sense, you will be able to build anywhere in the world that you want with no restrictions. So that's another exciting thing for me. If I'm trying not to get too hyped about this idea because it might not be true, but if it is, I'm going to be so excited. Anyways, you guys, I have rambled on and on about this for too long, probably. So I am going to call this good. And if you guys have noticed anything different, anything that I missed, or heard any other rumors, please put them in the comments below and let's talk about it, because this is exciting. This is exciting. I'm excited. No matter what it turns out to be in the end, I'm going to be excited about it. And you can bet I'm putting it on my channel. I'm having Fallout 76 content. The amount of content depends on the style of game. If it is an MMO, I'll probably have a video or two showing it off, and then that will be it, because I am not into MMOs and I probably will not be into Fallout 4 MMO. If it is a survival RPG like this article says, you can bet I'm having hundreds of hours worth of content on my channel. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Getting back to brand new Fallout content. That'll be awesome. Anyways, you guys, leave comments down below and let me know what you guys are thinking about it. And anyways, I will see you later. And until then, remember to play safe, play nice, and have fun. Bye.